Thank you for joining us. No matter where you are in the world, we are grateful that you are here in community with us today. As a reminder, each day is an opportunity to make a meaningful change. We come together for inspiration, education, and especially celebration. Now, all this month, we celebrate our volunteers and how we can contribute to our global community. So join me in getting started by putting your hands together for the CSL Dallas music team.
Well, happy Easter. Good morning. I'm Reverend Karen Fry, your minister unbound, and I'm grateful to be home with you on this celebratory day, celebrating your divinity and celebrating your connection to this beloved community. So, got a few brief reminders. You ready? Buckle up. Here we go. Listen, here we go. We have a class starting tomorrow. April 1st, the history of New Thought and our teachings. If you've wondered what this is all about, you got to get in this class. It's not too late. Then on April 7th, we have Elaine Silver, Spirituality and the Beatles concert, Sunday afternoon. Yep, got to be here for that. Then on Saturday morning, April 13th, we have an eQuest Community Service Project, Be with the Horses and that incredible organization. If that wasn't enough, on April 14th, our Leadership Lab begins after the Sunday celebration. We have Consciousness Raising Labyrinth for our planet and climate change, April 22nd, in person only. Got to walk the labyrinth in person, not virtual, folks. All right, and then on April 27th and 28th, our incredible, fabulous, fantastic Jamie Lula hasn't been here in a while. If y'all don't know him, you can't miss Jamie Lula. He has a concert that Saturday evening and a forgiveness workshop Sunday afternoon. if you didn't write all that down, then you got to go to csldallas.org events page, because I know you didn't write it down, and check all of these things out in April. And for those of you who are new, and perhaps this is your first Sunday online or in person, we have a connection card in the back that you can fill out now. You know what? Before we go any further, we've got to talk about what's our purpose here. So we are going to say our purpose statement. You know this. We're radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and transforming lives. Yes, so it is. That was announcements in brief. Let's settle down, sink in, and go within to that infinite space and connect. Loving Spirit dwells. I invite you to go within to that infinite reality of all that there is. This one life, this one power, this one presence, this one spirit, this one everything, the all thing, the no thing, the thing itself. This one thing, this one life, this one power unabashedly gives to itself fully and freely. It holds nothing back. And in so doing, it experiences itself and all the diverse and vast multiplicities of itself throughout the entire cosmos and beyond. And so on this day, what I know for each of us is that we open to the truth and the reality that we each are the I am that I am. That I am, too, the living example of life showing up. That I am heaven on earth. And in so realizing this, recognizing this, remembering this, reimagining this, reconnecting to this truth, the kingdom of heaven is truly within. And we are the living, breathing example for the world and ourselves. And so this day is blessed. This time is blessed. We each are blessed. This community is blessed, both locally and globally. Today is a great day for the I am. And if you, like me, connect with these words, I invite you to say Ashe, Aho, Amin, Amun. Amen. And so it is.
Well, good morning. I'm Dr. Petra Weldis, for those of you who are maybe new with us today, and just so happy to be celebrating Easter. I do notice that I have my slides out of order, so I'm going to quickly move through the chants that we're going to be doing during the ritual, and I'm going to get to my slides. So today we're talking about creating heaven on earth, which is maybe a different way of coming to our conversation on this particular day, Easter. Easter, as we know, is not only celebrated in the Christian tradition, the crucifixion and the resurrection, but is also borrowed from a much older spring festival celebrating Ashtare, and so thus we have not only the story of the crucifixion and the resurrection, but we also have bunnies and Easter eggs and chicks. And so it was always a little confusing to me why we had both of these things at the same time on this particular day, and it's because there is so much more to celebrate. There are so many different ways that we can take up these ancient stories and these ancient traditions. But because today we've chosen to celebrate a metaphysical interpretation of the communion celebration, we are going to be focusing on the Easter tradition that we get from the Christian community and from the stories that we get from the New Testament and the master teacher, Jesus. So it's only been since about the 1400s in Germany, I'm sorry to say, that the focus became to be about the crucifixion. The whole conversation about the passion of Jesus and the pain and agony that the human being experienced in those moments leading up to his death. Before that, the focus was always on the resurrection. The risen Christ, the King, the one who had the power and authority to speak the word, to heal, and to create. And in both cases, it is all wrapped up in this notion that we get from the Augustinian understanding of the fall, that there is such a thing as original sin. That because of the eating of the apple of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, somehow not only was there a sin at that moment, which of course was laid at the feet of women, not only was there sin at that moment, but it was Augustine who interpreted that as the original sinfulness of humanity, and the resurrection was in atonement for that. Yeah, it's kind of a It's an interesting way of juxtaposing that then with the stories of the pagan tradition of Eshtare, which was all about spring, rebirth, life coming out of the darkness of winter, the seeming death of winter. And this juxtaposition, I think, is a part of what helps us move ourselves into an understanding that might be beyond just the literal interpretation of these stories. It gives us an opportunity to ask ourselves the questions about heaven and earth. Not a literal heaven, not purely this little planet, but the ideas of physicality, the actual universe, creation itself, and its relationship to spirit, to divinity, to life itself, the animating principle through which all of creation comes about. And so in the Science of Mind and in New Thought, we are particularly interested in the conversation about the resurrection as this rebirth, or perhaps we should think of it differently. Perhaps the resurrection is a revelation of the spiritual truth that always is and always was and always will be. Not that we have to be born, not that we have to be reborn into our spiritual nature, but that we are already spiritual beings. That we are already life making itself manifest as each one of us in its magnificent diversity. And that we don't have to earn eternal life. We don't have to become more spiritual than we are. What we have to do is wake up to the fact that that's already true. That there is already that I am, that we are, that is the living spirit expressed as us. And this idea, of course, is so seminal to the message of the master teacher. When you see me, you see the Father. He spoke the word of creation with authority. Why? Because he knew who he was. Not just a human being. But when you see me, you see the Father. That was the cloak that divinity wore at that period of time, a way of thinking about it. And when we think of the crucifixion, what we recognize is that it's only the body that ends in death. And yes, we do, in fact, lay this experience down, but we can recognize that there is a larger experience to be had. So Ernest Holmes talks about this in The Science of Mind as this fabulous idea called dual unity. And you want to bend your mind around that for a while, right? Ooh, man. How can something be dual and unity at the same time? Well, that is the paradox of life itself. If it is all one, then that which is divine, spiritual, intangible, that causal reality from which all of life springs, that source is one with this experience. This human experience, this human body, this creation, this planet, this universe, the multiverses, the galaxies, all the different places, who knows where all they are. A dual unity, a reclaiming from the ancient mystics, a reclaiming of the blessing of creation. And we have spent almost 2,000 years seeking to overcome this and find our place in heaven in the West. The East has done the same. This is an illusion, and we seek nirvana. But what if it was more than that? What if this life, this creation, had a reason and a purpose for being? And what if we too have a reason and purpose for being right here, right now, in any level of expression, any place we might find ourselves, any experience we might find ourselves in? What if there was a whole lot more going on? This dual unity implies that life is more than spiritual, and it is more than physical. We get from Teilhard de Chardin, we get the phrase, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. But what if it's more than that? This dual unity is really interesting to explore the new science. In the new science, as you begin to dive deeper and deeper and deeper into subatomic realities, and we get all the way down to quantum physics, and we get to the quantum field, maybe you've heard of this idea, the wave and the particle, right? It was one of the things, besides spooky entanglement, that Albert Einstein was the least comfortable with in this new science. How can a wave act like a particle? How can a particle act like a wave? This completely defies the laws of physicality. And yet over and over and over again, a dual unity was seen in these experiments. Ultimately, which I think is the coolest thing in the entire world, not too long ago, scientists stopped trying to figure out, was it a wave or was it a particle? What the heck is going on? They simply surrendered, and they call it a wave particle. I love that. A wave particle, transcending duality in some extraordinary way, inviting us into this profound paradox and recognizing that either or is no longer enough. We have to move to the both and. The both and. Spirit, wave, particle, creation. Source, wave, particle, form, spirit. All the ways in which we can think of the intangible reality, and all the ways that we can think of physicality. What if it's a dual unity, not separate in any way, shape, or form, both utterly part of the whole? We talked about that this morning as we were moving through our Science of Mind, and it is such an extraordinary thing. What if this is actually the one making itself manifest? This is the way the one is self-realized. This is the way the divine is expressed. Right here, right now, through you, through me, through all beings everywhere, through all life, through all creation. So I don't know if you've ever explored fractals, part of this dual unity. One of the things about fractals is if you iterate mathematical equations that are trying to describe the physical reality of the universe, what you get are these extraordinary patterns. If you turn these mathematical equations into patterns. And what's so extraordinary is if you get a set of patterns and you then take a portion of the pattern and you zoom into it, and you zoom in and you zoom in and you zoom in, all of a sudden you realize that the pattern is recreated. And if you take that pattern and you zoom it into again and you get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, zoom in, the pattern is recreated. It's called the self-similarity of scale. Over and over and over again, whether you zoom in or zoom out, these patterns that you see that have been made in color so that you can really see them, these patterns are repeated over and over and over again. You take any one of those spirals and you dive into it or you back up from it and you see the same spirals, the same shapes over and over again. A dual unity, the microcosm and the macrocosm, reflections of each other, self-similarity of scale, the same thing in identity, almost identical, just at the next level of scale. What an extraordinary thing to imagine, to explore. So because I'm utterly enamored with this idea of dual unity and I'm completely in love with the word wave particle, I've decided to no longer think about us as spiritual beings having a human experience. I think we're spirit human. Well, they can say wave particle, we can say spirit human, right? Who's to say, right? It's not a spiritual being having a human experience as if humanity was somehow less than or less important or only a reflection, but no, a real thing, spirit human. Sometimes leaning into spirit, that truth of our being, sometimes leaning into the joy of expression, creativity, running through the forest with my granddaughter, painting a picture, having a beautiful meal with friends, doing something amazing that changes the trajectory of humanity itself and everything in between. What if that were equally the truth and that we were spirit humans? I think if we take the stories of the crucifixion and the resurrection and we marry them to chicks and bunnies and Easter eggs, I think this is what we get. A whole new way of thinking about ourselves and about life. Being is forever becoming. Without becoming, being is static. Love is unexpressed without becoming. Life is unexpressed without things that are animate. Light doesn't exist without something that shines it. Beauty is just an idea until someone is willing to look in the mirror, paint a picture, build a new building, do something, and call it beautiful. Do you see? I think today, when we celebrate Easter, we celebrate this dual unity. The crucifixion of the death that does happen when our bodies are constantly changing, expression is constantly changing, and the life, the resurrection, that is always there, forever taking form and taking a new form, releasing a form so it can take new form. And so as we are celebrating today, we're using this beautiful ancient ritual. It comes from Zoroastrianism, it comes from the Passover dinner, and it is codified in the Christian communion. It is a powerful opportunity for us to celebrate, claim, experience that it isn't about trying to get to heaven. It is about being heaven here as spirit humans. It is about showing up in the world that says, when you see me, you see the one. When you hear me speak, you hear me speak in love. When you watch me act, you watch me act in oneness. Do you see? It's about creating heaven on earth here. It's the dual unity that these two things cannot be separated. And so we use the bread and the wine, right? The bread also has a dual unity. It's inert, until it has yeast in it, it's baked, and it rises. The bread is an ancient traditional symbol. The Celts, the Egyptians, ancient symbol for physicality, for the material world, for earth. And then think about wine. It's basically grape juice, only something has happened. That grape juice was put into the dark and into the quiet and allowed to transform, just as the bread transforms in the heat of the oven, in the dark and the quiet. Grape juice transforms into wine, not surprisingly called spirits. An ancient symbol, well older than the communion symbol itself, an ancient symbol of the transmutation that happens when life is experienced. So the bread is the earth, and the wine is heaven. And when we eat them, drink them, and ingest them, do you see they become one in us as us? So we're going to move into our ritual here momentarily. And so we're going to just give a few instructions. Then we're going to have a beautiful song called The Two Are One. And we're going to provide the communion for the music team and for the practitioners who are participating in the ritual. And then our ritual team will be releasing you in rows to our various stations where you can receive the bread and the wine. During that time, we'll be chanting. We'll have two separate chants we'll be doing, two different chants. I really invite you to be present to what's available to you here. I invite you to stay in the silence or chant the chants and to feel the dual unity that is the truth of our being, that is the truth of who we are. There is gluten-free bread for those of you who that is an issue. It's always on the left. There's a little yellow tag. All you have to do is point to it, and the practitioner will give you one. There's also non-alcoholic wine. It too is in the left. There's a little yellow tag. All you have to do is point to it, and the practitioner will give it to you. When they give you the bread, they will remind you, creating heaven on earth. And then when they give you the wine, they will remind you, and the kingdom of heaven is within, right where you are. So I invite you to settle back, take a deep breath, and let us be in communion as the dual unity that we are.
two are one. With my hands I breath this cup, kissed by spirit, a change has come. Grown by light and quiet darkness, meditation, a change has come. Let us join in perfect union, communing with the presence, partaking of the essence, human and divine, earth and sun, the two are one. Bread and wine, the gift divine, takes hold of me completely. Power and grace I now embrace, takes hold of me so sweetly. With our hands we break this bread. With our hands we lift this cup. Let us live from who we've been, forever new. Spirit we are many, and we are one. In the Spirit we are many. In the Spirit we are many, and we are one.
Yeah. Building a beautiful city of humans, not angels. Humans, spirit humans, right here, right now. We can build it brick by brick, right here, right now, by creating heaven on earth. Not trying to avoid it, not trying to run away from it, not trying to get to some other place, but to bring all that we know, to bring all the spiritual truth and all of our spiritual understanding and all of our love and all of our presence here as spirit humans. I think the look to heaven was never the story of Easter, was never the story of the teachings of Jesus. That's the problem when things become conflated. Ernest Holmes says we are in heaven right now. This is the meaning of life and of Easter and our relationship to God or the divine or spirit, and of birth and of death. It is the drama that takes place in an eternal existence in which there is nothing to be afraid of but our own thoughts, but ourselves. Right? Who is it? It says we have met the enemy and they are us. Right? Heaven on earth, creating heaven on earth, is the message of the teachings of Jesus. Almost all of his parables don't have to do with going to heaven. They have to do with being in heaven and remembering that that's the truth. The seminal story, the prodigal son, right, goes out into the world. Have we not all gone out into the world and sought that way of happiness and sought that way of making life work? And in the story, there's that moment where it has all fallen to pieces. And the prodigal son comes to himself, remembers who he is, the son of a father who provides everything he will ever need, just as we are provided all the time, sourced by that one infinite power and presence, but it flows to us and through us. The same story in the banquet feast, the wedding banquet feast, and everybody's too busy to come, too busy. I got my cow to take care of, got my email to answer, I got my work to do, I got to put gas in the car, too busy. And yet the feast is always laid, the table is always laid. And notice that it's a feast. It's not a choir of angels somewhere on a cloud. Do you get? It's a feast right here. Heaven on earth. This is also the miracle stories, the message of all the miracle stories over and over and over again. What's the very first miracle he's reported to have done? Changed water into wine at a party. Okay, I think that's an important message. It wasn't communion wine. It wasn't the Passover wine. It wasn't for some, thing happening at the temple. Oh my gosh. Right? Loaves and fishes. Here's another banquet. Let's multiply them. Calming the storm, healings, and all of the miracles are all done here for people. Here, for life, here, that we might have life and have it more abundantly. The other thing we forget about the message of the teachings of Jesus is that he was a radical social justice prophet in the lineage of the Hebrew prophets who were constantly reminding us, woe to those who seek gain without caring for others. You cannot climb over the backs of someone else for your good. right? What do we say in the science of mind? You can, in fact, have the life of your dreams as long as it harms no one. Woe to the religious people who are standing on the street corner professing their spirituality, their religion. See how good I pray. No, no, no. Pray in secret. Do your thing. Do your morning meditation. Do your quiet, deep contemplation. Speak your word. And it will manifest. And it will manifest. And let our lives speak, not our words. Yes? Woe to those who go, religious people who go to bed with power. He went into the temple and he threw over all the offering money changers and all of that. Okay, somebody's making a lot of money here. This is not what this is about. Woe to the Pharisees who were standing on the street corners and the temple priests who were making money and going to bed with power. And woe to even the Israelites who were doing the same thing. It is exactly the same message of the Hebrew prophets. If we are spirit human, it is the bringing of the spirit truth into the human experience, into our homes, our lives, our families, our workplaces, our political systems, our economic systems, our education systems, our prison systems, everywhere, everywhere. It is to bring it to that, to turn to the kingdom of heaven which is within and to take it wherever we go. Not in some far off future, not as a reward, but as a state of being. And what were the seminal teachings of your neighbor as yourself? Love God, love your neighbor. Love God, spirit, love your neighbor, human. Love God, spirit, love your neighbor, human. Spirit, human. Love it all. Because it's all one. Because it's all part of the same thing. Oh, not just God and only those people who believe in God the way that I do. No, no, your neighbor, everybody, your neighbor. Your neighbor. All the funny bunnies that are always everywhere around, right? Yeah, love them too. Sermon on the Mount, Beatitudes, over and over and over again. The messages are about how to live in the world. We may not be of it, the spirit part, but we are in it. And too much in it without the of it is a problem. And too much of it, but not in it, is just as much of a problem. Right? Not of this world is just as much of a problem as too much in it. Spirit human. Let us be part of building this beautiful city. Dr. Wayne Dyer says heaven on earth is a choice you must make, not a place you must find. Yeah. Choose to eat the bread. Choose to drink the wine. Choose to make your life a testament. That's what changes the world. So it is.
Don't you love that? Those are just not typical Easter songs, are they? But we're not your typical community either. And this is our opportunity to let the sun shine into this community. As the greeters come up, this is an opportunity, and it's a significant day in the life of our community where we can affirm our abundance and give abundantly to every single person that's connected with CSL Dallas. So let's start with our abundance affirmation. I am filled with the Spirit and radiant in the consciousness of its rich abundance. I receive, I accept it, I build it into my consciousness. I am grateful that Spirit's rich bounty pours into and through CSL Dallas. We are eternally prospered, blessed, and a blessing for all. So it is. So yes, we are abundantly blessed. This is an opportunity both here in the sanctuary and online where we invite you to generously give. For as we generously give to one another, we give to every single person that's already connected and yet to be connected to CSL Dallas. You can text give, you can go to the website and give, you can PayPal give, you can Venmo give. There's no reason not to give. We accept all forms and hugs too. So let's give generously to one another. All right, Brad, I'm going to ask you to pick one of those songs, and let's seal this with speaking the word for this particular day. So right now, in this moment, this eternal moment, there is a remembering and a recognition that there is only one life, one love, one power, one presence, one infinite expression of the divine. Again, it is that which unabashedly gives to itself fully and freely. It is the irresistible sweep that nothing and no one can stand against. It is that boundless love that is forever and ever giving to itself in all the diverse and countless ways, from the Milky Ways to the galaxies, to the grains of sand on a beach, to the black holes, to the nothingness from which it comes, and the unfolding of everything. This one life, this one power is a life of beauty, of creativity, of peace, of joy, of abundance, of boundless love. And as I know that this one life is this, I absolutely know that I am that. I am. I am the individualized expression known as Karen, and it's the one and only masterpiece showing up in all eternity as this, spirit human. And as I know this to be the truth of my life, I absolutely know this to be the truth of every single life in the sound of this voice, right now and anytime in the future, of the timeless, changeless, namingless beingness of life itself. We are the body electric. We are the spirit human, and each one of us is the only masterpiece that shall ever come as this in all eternity. And so I speak the word for each of us on this sacred day, that there is an expansion, there is an awareness, there is a realization, there is a recognition of the I am that I am, that there is this spirit human known as me, as each of us, and that we each came here to live this life abundantly, that we are the living example of the master teacher's teachings. Greater things than me ye shall do, and we do them. We do them for the sake of the experience of the one having that relationship as us, consciously experiencing all the beauty, the creativity, the possibilities, the abundance, the wholeness, the joy, the beauty of life expressing. For it gives to itself unabashedly, so we may experience it and receive it. And receive we must. And so this is a new day where heaven truly is within. And as it is within, it must be without. So as we believe that heaven is within each of us, heaven must come to earth right here and right now. So if not doing it for ourselves, we do it for the collective of humanity of all. It is the age of Aquarius. We don't need 1,000 more years to know who we are. It's today, a new day. If not for us, through God and as God, for our children, our grandchildren, for this planet, for all the animals, for all the sentient beings, for all the countries. And so knowing this and declaring that the kingdom of heaven is within, and we believe that, we walk as that, and we shine that, I know that a new day is dawn. Releasing these words into the universal law, I know they must be met in perfect form. And so I smile in great joy for this new day, that the kingdom of heaven is within each of us, and collectively that reigns true. And if you, like me, believe this, walk this, know this, see this, in any shape, form, or fashion, really, truly join with me in just sealing it with a kiss by saying Ashe, Aho, Amin, Amun, Amen. And so it is, a new day.
got something for the kiddos. So there is a bunny out in the foyer, out in the breezeway out there for pictures. And we are going to release our kids one set of age group as a time. So there's a bunny, and so the bunny is outside. And so when your child is being released, then please meet your group, your children out there, and then you'll be taken down to where each age group is going to be. And then please join us in the Pankey Hall. There's tons of food. And when you've gotten your eggs, your children have their eggs. There's eggs with tokens, with prizes, and with candy in there. But they can take the tokens and prizes out to the tables out here on the parking lot, and they can exchange their tokens and tickets for prizes. Okay? So you're going to go get your goodies, your eggs. So we're going to start with the littlest ones, and you guys are going to follow Molly. So our littlest ones, okay, we're going to let you guys go. And if you are a parent of any of these children, meet them out there so you can go down with them. Do you have an age group? 6 to 12. Perfect. All right, so we're letting them get their way out there. All right, and so the next group, this lovely group right here, if you are parents and you want to go hunting with them, you can, or they can hunt on their own. You guys can probably hunt on your own, huh? And then you can pick them up either at the table or in Pankey Hall. Please join us for food, and I think we are ready for this group to head on out. So meet them out in the breezeway. After the egg hunt, you can take pictures, have food, join us in Pankey Hall. Happy Easter. Let us give a big, huge round of acknowledgement to our fabulous music team, Brad, Jonathan, and Matt, and everybody up there in the sound booth. Thank you so much. Happy Easter, and we'll see you over on the other side.